Welcome as we continue our study of Colossians in chapter 3, verse 11. Where there is no Greek and Jew, circumcision and uncircumcision, foreigner and Scythian, slave or free man, but Christ is all things in all. So, coming off of verse 10, talking about putting on the new, being renewed in knowledge and the image of the one creating him. Where there is no Greek and Jew, those are self-explanatory. Circumcision and uncircumcision, we have discussed those before. Circumcision is it's paraptomy, and it's really talking about circumcision. But again, it is has this meaning of sort of being separating the unclean from something, and therefore it's talking about Jews versus non-Jews. And so that is the comparison there is uncircumcision, which is acrobustia, and that one it means uncircumcised. So it is interesting that those two don't have the same root, but that's what they mean. Foreigner is barbaros, which is where we get the word barbarian, and is really probably how you would translate that. Someone who's pretty rough or harsh, rude. And then Scythian has a similar meaning. It's also a person from a specific place, and from Scythia, which is really modern day Russia. And again, they would have been probably another way of saying Scythian in English would have been savage. So we have barbarians and savages. And then slave or free man. So slave is doulos. We have seen that before. It's a very common word. It means to be bound, be a slave or a servant. And it's used in a lot of ways in the New Testament. And then free man is eleutheros, and it really just means to be freeborn. So it can also mean exempt. And so, again, this would have been typically applied to someone who was literally born free in the Greek, but in the Old Testament, it would have been talking about Jew versus Gentile. But Christ is all things in all. So it's really saying that all of these other things go away. All these things that existed before Christ, they go away. They no longer matter in the kingdom because Christ fulfills all things. And I believe Ephesians says he is the one who fills all things being filled or something like that. And that's really what it's talking about. And again, I said this in the previous verse that when it talked about us being created, it was really talking about the body of Christ, because he is, since we're part of his body, he really completes everything, right? He is ultimately, everything is in him. And after the second coming, that's all that's going to be left. So therefore, all things are in him. And none of these things will matter. None of these previous things will matter after that.